client or server-side rendering software, so that if you sign on to our version, you can visualize the images directly without having to download them to a separate workstation. If you install this at your facility, that is the nbia software, then you would be required to work out a contract for visualization if you wanted to do server-side rendering with this particular vendor, Sidera. So just to summarize, we've seen the capability of being able to select a library, select criteria of images that may cut across multiple different collections of images, be able to call those images up, load them into a basket. You can download them to your own local PC over the internet for viewing on your own workstation, or for any of the collections of images that are located here on our own NCI version of nbia. Then you have the capability of downloading the thin client software and then being able to interact with our server directly to be able to visualize the images and make measurements. And there are a large number of different capabilities and features of this software that I'm not going to go into in detail because of time limitations. So let's quickly review some of the key functions and benefits of nbia. So one of the key benefits is that it represents a single point of access to images. And so what this means is that one has the capability of being able to use the libraries and collections that we have at NCI, or setting up your own versions of the server and the nbia software for many different types of purposes, including quantitative imaging assessment to drug response as part of clinical studies or trials, development of analytic software and validation of that software for lesion detection and classification. So a number of different vendors who write that software have downloaded some of our collections, and accelerated diagnostic image decision making as well. Also, it would be relatively easy to set up the imaging aspect of a clinical trial. And as I mentioned in the demonstration, the functionality supports web-based visualization and annotation of images, as we just saw in the demonstration. And so some of the adopters of nbia currently include not only we at NCI and the Cancer Imaging Program, but NIAMS with the osteoarthritis collection, Baltimore VA Medical Center, WashU, and a number of other institutions as well. With regard to features of the new version of the software, which, as I mentioned, you can download, it's free and open source, so that you can set up the software on your own server. New features include access to public data without needing to sign into an account or set up an account, although the advantage of setting up an account is that it will remember you when you come back and allow you to be able to finish a download or to get additional images associated with a saved query. Another feature of the new version is the ability to image thumbnails or to use Cine mode from the data basket directly without using the visualization software from Sidera. There's also an upgrade to the clinical trial processor with much faster submission process. And so there's software that we have at NCI that was developed by the RSNA that is specifically designed to facilitate the submission of images from a PAC system or a modality across and through firewalls, and to de-identify that information and to be able to send it to a server. And that one feature, the clinical trial processor software, may be very, very helpful to you from both a research and a clinical perspective. And there are a number of other new features of nbia. It's an ongoing development process, and the software is continuing to be improved all the time. Additional features under development include a visualization tool for all users of nbia. So we're in the process of trying to supplement the commercial version, which we have at NCIA or NCI, with a free and open source visualization tool that we would be able to distribute to all users, so that you would be able to have the functionality of the visualization tool that I had demonstrated. We're also in the process of converting the largest collection that we have, the Rider LIDC collection, into an annotated collection, with those annotations being in the AIM format, which is the standard format of the imaging workspace. And so, as far as getting started, the requisites that you have, if you want to use the collections in NBIA already on the NCI site, really are just a PC and internet access. And once you have that, then you have the ability to be able to download and visualize imaging studies. If you want to set up your own version of NBIA at your shop, then you're going to need to have a server, and you're going to need to have IT support as well to help to install and set up the software on a server. So as far as next steps, one of the things that you have the ability to do, looking at the software, is to either decide that you want to utilize a hosted version from NCI, or if you want to set up the software yourself. The next version of the software is planned for a release in the early spring of 2010, which will be NBIA version 4.3. And as I mentioned, the software is constantly under development and is constantly improving as well. As far as technical support, it's available through the NCICB application support line, and you can see the telephone here. You can call 301-451-4384, and then there's a toll-free number right next to it. And there's also an email address as well. And so these are some of the email addresses and URLs that may be helpful if you're interested in finding out more about the CA-BIG program in general, the imaging workspace in particular, or if you're interested in getting individual contact from the domain support lead, who is Paul Mulhern.